The Prodigal Son, a story of forgiveness and love. In the heart of the African village of Nkinkim, where baobab trees stretched to the sky and the smell of roasted plantains filled the air, lived Papa Kwame, a man known for his wisdom. He had two sons, Kofi, the younger with restless dreams, and Kwame Jr., steady and strong. One evening, as the sun dipped low and the sky blushed orange, Kofi approached his father with determined eyes. "Papa Kwame, I want my share of the land and livestock. I need to see what lies beyond this village." The air stilled, and even the leaves seemed to listen. Papa Kwame's gaze was deep, searching. He spoke slowly, "Kofi, the world beyond is not as kind as the laughter around our evening fire." But Kofi's heart was set, so with a sigh, Papa Kwame divided the land and livestock, giving Kofi what he asked for. Kofi packed his bundle in bright Kent cloth, slung it over his shoulder, and walked down the dusty road as the village washed. Some shook their heads and whispered, "Only the wise know that home is where blessings stay." Kofi reached the great city, where lights glimmered, and the sound of talking drums never stopped. He tasted the rich spices of street food, laughed with new friends who cheered him on, and danced till dawn under the bright moon. "Oh, this is life," he would say, throwing his head back in laughter. But Kofi forgot the proverb, "A man who builds his house on sand will see it swept away." Soon, Kofi's money disappeared like morning mist. His friends vanished too, their promises as hollow as empty drums. Hunger clawed at him, and when he searched for work, the only job he found was feeding pigs in a dusty pen. The heat burned his back, and the pigs fought for scraps at his feet. Kofi whispered, "Even Papa Kwame's servants eat better than this." His eyes, once bright, grew dim, and tears traced lines down his dusty face. "I will go back," he decided. "Even if I become a servant, it will be better than this." Kofi started his journey home, each step slow and heavy. The road stretched under the scorching sun, but the thought of Nkinkim kept him moving. Far away, Papa Kwame stood under the baobab tree, looking out as he often did. Suddenly, he saw a figure stumbling along the road. His heart raced. "Kofi," he shouted, and before anyone could stop him, Papa Kwame lifted his robes and ran, his sandals slapping the ground. Kofi fell to his knees when he saw his father. "Papa, I have done wrong. I am not worthy to be called your son." But Papa Kwame lifted him, eyes shining with tears. "My son, you are home. That is all that matters." He turned and called, "Bring the finest cloth, a ring, and prepare a feast. Tonight, we celebrate. My son was lost but now is found." Kwame Jr. returned from the fields, sweat on his brow. He heard the music and smelled the rich stew boiling. Frowning, he asked a passing servant, "What is this noise?" The servant beamed, "Your brother Kofi is back, and your father has ordered a feast." Kwame Jr.'s face hardened. He stormed to his father. "I have worked for you all these years, yet you never gave me a feast." Papa Kwame turned, his voice calm but firm. "My son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. But today, we must celebrate. Your brother was lost, and now he is found." As the village danced and celebrated, the elder who watched from his seat leaned forward and said, "Let this story remind us all, Christ's love is greater than all our mistakes. No matter how far we wander, His arms are always open, ready to welcome us back." Just as Papa Kwame embraced Kofi, so does Christ embrace us when we turn back to Him. In the quiet of the night, as the drums softened and the village whispered stories by the fire, the message was clear: Christ's love and forgiveness know no bounds. He waits for us, not with judgment, but with joy, ready to say, "Welcome home."